We're on. Right, I didn't hear my. Minutes we'll have when we get there. Financial matters.
We have the report ready. Yep.
Big thing on the legal, I'm sorry, on accounts receivable is the fact that we've gotten the check from the 7/18 closing. A little bit more than $22,000. I believe this is how you can get into trouble, seriously. They owed 3 special assessments, which is 170 each. They owed 2 maintenance fees. So add that up, it's about $4,000. But they had to pay $22,000 because $17,000 was interest, late fees, and attorney's fees.
Oh.
So we're very fortunate. We've got actually $17,000, close to $17,000 back. We can put in against our legal expenses, and that'll bring us back within budget. So that's how quickly you can get in trouble, and that's because they fought and fought and fought. But anyway, it's closed.
That's the one that we went to the meeting.
Yeah, yeah. So ultimately the judge ruled that they owed, and the judge forgave about $1,200 worth of legal fees, which we understand happens all the time. And he, like I said, we got a check for 22,000 plus, and almost 17,000 of that was for attorney's fees that we'd already paid. So it comes back in and helps us in the bottom line very much.
John, who owns that unit?
It's a gentleman who lives in Bologna, Italy. Gaffalo, Malawalo, something of that nature. Gallipaldi. And he is, his son is on a soccer scholarship in Orlando. He bought the unit to come over and see him occasionally, so you won't see too many people in that unit. He also, his son, who very nice, spoke extremely well English, and the gentleman from Italy is not too bad, but was also asked to leave the pool at 3 o'clock in the morning with 3 of his friends the other night. So he's already started out maybe on the wrong foot, but he's not here. He doesn't live here.
That's you.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a good deal all the way around.
Is somebody checking on his unit? Do you know, like,
He just bought it.
but you already say he's not going to be here that often.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, I know. We always talk to them in the presentation to go, yes, I did mention him. Yeah, a good question. Yeah.
Could I just mention one thing back on the item 2 under A? It says reserve investment report. Since we're now have operating funds invested, we just say drop the word reserve.
Just investment report, sure.
Old business. Buildings.
All right, we will have a building committee meeting next Monday, which I anticipate we'll finally have all the bids ready for the upstairs platforms.
Okay.
May I ask a question in regards to units? The one over in my cluster, 760 or something like that, that's being renovated for the last 4 years. Is that up to date yet? I can't remember which number it is.
762.
Yeah.
Why do you say it's being renovated? There hasn't been anything done there in 4 years.
All I can say is that it looks like something happened in there 4 years ago.
Well, and it's empty. We've all went in, we took a look at it. The unit owner upstairs was concerned that there might be mold or mildew. I know Steve and I don't know who else. I remember there's somebody else with us. It's squeaky clean in there. There's no appliances, no anything else. They are the people that have paid us over $20,000 at a time, and they are now the only one in arrears to the tune of about $4,500. So they just let it go.
Have we got any type of legal?
You know, they're back with the attorney again, so they'll be paying. And they did return a call this week, but they didn't return any money. It's owned by people in Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky people.
Yeah.
We might want to visit that again. Just walk through.
Sure.
I mean, just to make sure there's not another leak like there was before.
We'll walk through it. That's no problem at all. The leak always came from upstairs, and that was the beginning of the problem anyway.
Operation?
We've had 5 meetings and we're coming along very well. It would be nice if we could turn it over to the board for a look at and review in January.
Property insurance update.
No real change other than I received a communication today from the insurance agent on the East Coast, wanting to know if there was any reason to schedule any further conversations. And I bring it up only because the fact that we told them that if they could find us new markets, we would be interested. And they came back with saying, well, they wanted, like every other agent, they want all markets.
Right.
So, I mean, we're not satisfied with our current provider other than the rates. His service has been good, his advice has been good on certain things, so until we can find somebody who might find another market that would be competitive, we're staying where we are. However, I did talk to a woman agent that approached us about 4 years ago. And she's probably going to see her next week. And I said, if you got something to bring us, bring it.
We heard back from our agent with that agreement that he was gonna find for.
No, he hasn't got it for us yet. I've asked for it twice now.
We have a definite date and they will tell us how much the rate is going to rise.
How much is going what?
How much property insurance?
Yeah, somewhere around 5 days before the date. Actually, last year we got it 6 days before.
John, how will we know if we have enough money to pay it? The whole
Well,
thing?
I mean, well, we're scheduled to have enough money to pay it if we anticipate the rates.
At 100% increase.
We have, right now, it's a little bit more than $600,000 in the insurance fund. We're putting in, we still have November, December, then we get the last quarter. So we're gonna have well over $1 million in the insurance fund by the time it's due. And if it's not, then we hold back reserves again or something like that. But
Yeah, we'll
we've
hold
got
back
things in
January.
place where we doesn't cost us interest.
Yeah.
You know, and by the way, along with that, all the reserve funds have been funded this year, so it works. So we're able to work through them, but without costing us anything appreciable. No interest.
Question,
Yeah, good question.
Yes.
I go to the CAM meetings all the time, and I was at the last CAM meeting at that. Boyd Insurance was there, and just kind of fussing along. I said, "Oh, I wish we could talk with you." And he said, "Well, why can't you?" And I said, "Well, our association is too large, and I think that you can't fund us or look at us for insurance." And he says, "Well, what are you insured for?" And I said, I told him the millions. And he says, "Oh, well," he says, "we do that all the time." He says, "That's not a problem."
where are you?
Boyd Insurance, of course, the owner of Boyd Insurance is the head of the state
Right.
senator, and he is also the head of the insurance fund.
Right.
I've talked to Boyd over the years here and then the AVA properties that my company managed. And sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad good. But if they can't bring in anything other than ACIC, there's no reason to talk to.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably writing just a lot of big.
Well, he named that he was insuring a couple out on Longboat Key, and he was talking way in the millions above ours. And I thought, well, yeah, because theirs, you can't do out.
That's the point.
What
happens is that nobody is limited in the amount that they could write. They're only limited into the marketplace that they could put you in. And there are several insurance companies that write over 1 million, over 100 million, over 200 million, but they're not interested in construction before 1990. They're not interested in other things. So let's
We've been here
Spend all
before.
my, I'd love to spend all my time just looking at insurance and trying to do something, but it's tough. And I do spend time, Steve and I do it.
Oh, I'm sure. But.
Yeah, no, listen, if he's got something to say, but
Yeah, have a, yeah,
yeah,
thank you.
On another item question, as we go through old business, getting a lot of people that are interested in cleaning out the vines based on our
Oh,
beautiful.
can I have the insurance question before?
Oh,
why are we
okay, I'm
jumping?
so sorry.
Well, hold off, John, to the comment.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I was gonna do it in old business.
I think with the last board meeting, we left off, John, you kind of reached out, for Tiffany's suggestion to our lawyer.
I did.
Before.
I did, and he said it's not legal. He said you can't do it. Tiffany wanted us to say, we have done this, therefore it will be, basically, right?
It's like they do with.
Yeah, we have amended these documents and therefore it's, this is what you get, just like they would do if you get a
Yeah.
credit card charge at a restaurant or whatever else. This is the way it is from now on. He said that can't happen. He said the only thing that can happen is that they have 30 days to respond. 30 or 90? 60, yeah, 60 days.
Hmm.
So if a bank does not respond in 60 days, then it's considered a yes. That's the only way you
Oh,
get it.
then that is.
Oh, that was what she said.
That was the question.
That is a
No,
respond.
the
with
question was, can we, am I right or wrong? Didn't you say, can't we just write them that we've changed our policy, therefore
No.
live with it?
No.
Well, that their lack of reply would constitute their acceptance of.
Well,
the-
yeah, that I understand, but I understood, maybe, and if I misunderstood, well, I
I
answered the question anyway.
didn't say
Yeah.
a timeframe.
Yeah.
But I.
There
I
is a
have-
time frame, 60 days.
Yeah, I did see that in Florida statute, that there's already one written in for 60 days.
Yeah,
So.
and that's how we got the flood insurance in.
So we could do it.
But, well, the thing of it is, we've had volunteers, so Steve's ready to put together a committee. We've had a volunteer to run it. I'll take the thunder
Yeah,
away or whatever,
sure.
but thanks, Marv. Marv volunteered to run a committee to start the process, to get the owners together and to get the various information we need on mortgages. Oh, I won't say everything of what you're gonna do, but there's gonna be a committee put together, so we'll start working on this. Nothing we can do by March, but certainly by following March.
We want to change our rules. That's what we want to change. We want to change our document and make it long-term. So it's not going to happen for this year, but if we didn't change it for next year, we'd be remiss or try to change
Well, how
it.
long? We started, say next week.
Can't tell you, haven't even started to do it yet, just the committee hadn't even moved forward.
Well, what the sequence would be, to, first of all, probably gain some support from each person, from each cluster, or, yeah, I'm not telling you what to do, Mark, because you know what to do. So we can find out, the mortgage thing. Some people may want to tell you, we had some trouble when we did the flood insurance, because some people don't want to let you know they have a mortgage, or they don't even want to let you know who. The good news is that 100% of our people do not have to agree, but 100% of the mortgagees have to respond or agree, or not respond or agree. So,
The banks at that,
Yeah.
not just.
yeah, the mortgage waivers.
But they actually have to respond.
No, they got,
No.
if they don't, 60 days, we consider it a yes.
That's my point.
Yeah, they agree.
And they have to respond to stop it.
Yeah. And it would just take one.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Well,
If we
unless
get one
we
out of
lost it.
558, we might.
We might lose that.
Way around it.
I was reading a neat case study of a board that was trying to find their way around this. And instead of petitioning all of the residents to try to get the list of mortgages, what they did was they paid a few $1,000s and went to a title company and pulled the most recent recorded deeds.
You want to be on the committee?
I do want to be on the committee.
Okay.
Well,
But
wasn't
I
that
think-
insurance guy that was here and talked to us? He said he could get it.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. And I'm not sure how he
Mhm.
would have that information.
Well, he
but-
would.
Yeah.
Well, he said he could
Probably
get it.
on the title company. That's-
It would be.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
But if.
Well,
but
then
he won't- he
stuff
didn't
like
have
that,
to pay
you
some money.
could
This saving warrants some kind of investment on our part.
Absolutely,
Sure.
absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah. I'm already getting like not good feedback from some people over by me in Woodlawn.
Yeah, it is.
And they have mortgages. So,
You mean they don't want to let you know?
no, about the extent, the magnitude of the insurance increase.
Nobody's
On
happy.
top of their mortgage payment.
Nobody's happy.
Nobody's happy.
So, difficult.
Well, I think these are good ideas. You've got 4 or 5 people that are seriously interested, so.
Tell us
But,
about
El Presidente has to, establish the committee first.
the committee up yet.
It would be ad hoc. wouldn't it?
Yes, it would be.
Right, that's under new business. Alright. Let's finish up with old business. Parking lot resealing.
It's going underway. We'll hold our breath tomorrow. It has gone extremely well. Everybody's been very cooperative. We're finished with, I think, 8 clusters now, 9 clusters after today. We've only had 1 car that we couldn't move. The gentleman is in Europe on a tennis tour, and we had no way to get in touch with him, and he had no emergency numbers, even though I know his mother's around here somewhere. So they had to go around that 1 car. I guess he's fortunate. It's a black car.
Yeah. It went really close.
It's black now, right?
Was there-
Yes, I did not go under.
Well,
No,
no,
they went right up against it.
if we get, we've left certain messages and things like that, so maybe he gets back to us and tells us where the key is. Because they'll be here another 2 weeks, so like they can go back and do that, you know. But that's the only thing we've had so far.
His mother lived across.
We don't know that. I mean,
Yes. Becky.
you know the mother's name?
Becky will. Becky will.
Well, I can't believe, wait a minute, excuse me, with all due respect. If she lived there, she took her car out, she certainly would have taken his, I would think. I mean, if she comes back and sees her son's car, well,
Check
who
with
knows?
Becky. Becky will know.
Makes sense.
Who's Becky?
Becky Holloway.
She knows everything.
Oh, I know Becky,
Yeah.
She
sure.
knows everything.
Is that in Carter?
No,
No, I
no.
Everything.
Those and everything.
Do we have a schedule for the rest of the clusters yet? I mean.
No, we're, the only thing we have is it's posted because weather is now gonna impact us.
Okay, so it's a posting that tells us when it's gonna happen.
Right.
Okay, got it.
My guess would be, we were hoped to be before Thanksgiving for everybody, but my guess is gonna be pushed back at least a couple of days or 3 days. Because we certainly don't wanna have it put down and run off because I've been involved in communities where that happened. And you think there's fish in the lake, you don't know how many fish are in the lake. They all buried up and they all die.
There's a lot of fish.
Yeah. Did I hear?
I was just say, is that why the grass is being cut?
The grass is now starting to be cut.
Okay.
We were anticipating for Thanksgiving, but unfortunately the drought is hurting. Number 1, number 2, you're gonna see weeds come up on the grass, because that happens when we don't cut. But we are starting to cut today. Everything will be cut by next week before Wednesday of Thanksgiving. Yeah, and unfortunately, all the sprinklers are off in the dry weather because we have to turn them off for the paving spray. So it's catch-22.
John, cluster U, the hedges have not been trimmed in.
They're in your route, they're in you right now.
Oh, they are, okay,
Yeah,
great.
yeah, that was, the cycle is done. We finished everything in 5 and they're going into 6.
Okay, great.
They're there.
John,
Yes.
I was involved in a project similar to what we're doing here before. And as part of that, we just had a company on, we had a towing company on standby that would come and move a car.
Yeah.
I mean, and they did it cheap. It was like 20, this is a number of years ago, it was like $20 to get a car moved. They would pick it up, drop it in another location that wasn't, it was, out of the
We
way.
did that last night.
We did tow one last night. The problem is, it's not quite as easy as it used to be. With the new HIPAAs and everything like that, number 1, we can't get the name of a license plate unless you're a licensed hauler. Number 2, they won't tow unless the car is open with the car keys on the either the seat or the glove compartment. So we couldn't tow his. We've towed 2. The Cadillac from Cadillac from E, And
Yeah.
the Buick from A, we towed, but that, we couldn't get this
John, when is the schedule for
hindsight.
the,
one. Mhm.
when's the schedule, for the last 10 clusters, gonna be, the dates come out?
They've been coming out every 4 days. The holdup right now is we don't know if there'll be rain tomorrow and Wednesday. So I'm anticipating the latest we'll have it is Friday if it doesn't rain, or Monday thereafter. And they may, I mean, if we run too close to Thanksgiving, might have to bop.
There's rain this afternoon.
Can I
Yeah.
ask, I'm gonna be away maybe during this, do I leave my keys with the office or a
Yeah.
neighbor?
Either.
Whichever you're more comfortable with.
Tell them.
I mean, we can always, I mean, we like to drive around town. Yeah,
Leave gas in.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Right, that's a good,
Go ahead. If that car cannot be moved, perhaps the company is doing the seal coating could leave us enough product that we could brush that one area.
Well, that's the way we also bought. And now that parts are done, we won't have to move it that far. We bought 4 dollies that you jack up and put under each tire. And then everything just goes away like a big roller skate. The problem was on the first time we used it, nothing had been done and we had to take it a long way. And we got tired of pushing it. So we hooked up a golf cart and pulled it. And when Jeff took off, he popped it off all the wheelies. So, then we found the owner.
Yeah.
Well,
That was it, you recorded?
Well-
Video recorded?
if we turn off the recording, no. We did also have an issue in Pinehurst where we called and the owner didn't pick up or answer.
Well, that was-
Cynthia picked up, didn't answer. We called her daughter, we called her emergency numbers, nobody answered. So we were putting the dollies under that also. And then Jeff said, well, you know, and I said, okay. We pulled the slats out and pushed the window up and Jeff would crawl in and find her car keys, because you know they're gonna be there. So we did that and found her sleeping in bed.
Oh.
I don't think we'll be doing that again.
Holy cow. Levitation.
All right, moving
We
on.
do, send an email cluster by cluster when they are on the list.
And we've also been putting some flyers out on the windshields a little bit too. But some, you know pretty much who they are. There's always the one or two you don't know, and that's the concern. Anyway, we don't do that anymore.
Something else, John, on going into Palm Tree where they did half the drive yesterday, that looks kind of streaky.
Well, it'll be overlaid. It's not done. When they do that, they come back and they do you'll see it. You go up into where they've done full roads and you'll see it much better, like
Right
coming
here.
in here, right here.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
behind
Because I
you.
was gonna say, the other stuff I've seen doesn't look that way. It looks.
No, when they come back, they go all over it again.
Okay.
You can look right here when you leave.
Yeah, that's like I'm saying, most of it looked
Yeah.
good.
That will be done.
Okay.
Now, they've been very good.
Okay, moving on. Budget, operations and reserve budget discussion and adopt.
Well, yeah, that's gonna happen.
What's gonna happen, all right.
We're gonna discuss it, and any modifications or any thoughts or anything like that will be discussed. And obviously, owners will be present, and I'm sure it's usually the most attended meeting outside of the annual meeting. We'll hear some things.
Do we vote on that Monday?
Yeah.
You vote on it Monday, because then we've got to develop the coupons, and we do that all in-house now, so we've saved about $500 on bank charges.
Can we assume that nobody here has anything?
Does anybody have any?
At me.
Yeah, wanted to make sure. All right, Tammy has nothing, that's good.
People have heard about it.
the many of the clusters. And that usually brings the conversation. We are in not too bad a shape compared to say our neighbors. I'll learn something about Wildwood too.
That's what I want to know.
Their board meeting is tomorrow. So I'll know something from.
Steve, we had some question about having to go back to the budget committee. To whatever happened with.
That motion failed.
Okay.
So that money, there was several thousands of dollars. We were wondering what we were gonna do with that. Is that
Who's that?
We did from.
Yeah,
It's a classification.
The board voted to take, not to fund the cameras, and we were short in the trash because of the pickup.
We moved it to trash. That's what I meant.
I know. Now, unfortunately, the trash bill went up some, $3,000 because of the trash. Today's bill came up $7,000 higher. So I've got something radically wrong with the billing, so Cynthia's in the process of checking it right now. I mean, it's one thing to have what they billed us last time, we can live with that, but we certainly not gonna live with,
Triple.
I mean, we have to, but it doesn't look like we have. I mean, even the gate openings, they check, there's more money. I don't know what's going on.
You'll do the gate. Yeah.
You'll be the gate lady?
Yeah,
All right.
and I'll be under $700, I guarantee.
All right, security camera status.
Okay, as you all, we just talked about, we took the funding out of that at least to 2025. So, in order to save, considerable amount of money if we're not using the system, all the, equipment has been removed from the boxes. On another issue, I'll get back to the boxes, but, all the equipment's here. We're taking it to, UPS tomorrow, and UPS has agreed with apparently Spectrum that UPS just takes it as is and they pack it and send it. We'll be saving a considerable amount of money, and also we've also found that we're saving $150 on our monthly telephone bill by taking out that system there too. So we're going to save close to $8,000 on the cameras this year.
May I request that we not publicize this? I kind of like the fact that it looks like it's still there. And I don't think we need to tell anybody more about it. It's bad enough at this meeting, but I understand.
So maybe
but
just
still,
don't post
that's,
it to the website.
you know, you don't put it on the bulletin board.
Security red.
Well, our signs are still up, but
Yeah.
cameras are in effect.
Is it, we not posted to the website? And we never used to, so it's just something new.
I don't know that we posted it was up. So I don't know that we have to post it, it's down.
No,
On
no,
the
video.
website,
I'm talking about the video.
talking about, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm talking about. You've never really posted it, it's in place and operating, or it's not.
Well, it's only the recording of a meeting, and this meeting will go up on the website. But the number of people that actually view the videos is 20, maybe 25.
So that means 2,000 people will know pretty soon.
19 of those are the
Well,
people sitting up.
Want to take it off of the agenda so we don't discuss it in the regular meeting?
That's what I think one of my points.
All right, well, I just wanted, the only reason I had it on here, and we can take that off, of course, I had it on here to give you an update of the savings affected by what you're actually.
In the workshop, I think we'll just drop it.
Okay. Off the agenda.
All right, new business.
Education. I don't think we have much this month.
All right, well, let's make a committee, an ad hoc committee. Marv, you're going to chair it.
I'll be happy to.
Very good.
Anybody who's in this room who wants to be on the committee, please just contact me. Don't do it right this minute.
We don't want to have more than
Not gonna have.
A quorum of board
not gonna have 100 people do that.
Did the gentleman in 804 call you? I gave him your number. He called me and wanted to go on.
Nobody that I know of. If, that one woman I did, you gave me a name, and I sent her an email and told her the committee hadn't formed yet.
Could we have a defined describe it to the committee?
Goal of the committee is to change our, what do you
Amend
call
our
it?
document.
Amend our document.
Okay, our documents, so that we do not have to ensure the full replacement value.
Okay.
That's the goal of the committee.
All right.
Okay.
And that gives you a lot of leeway,
Yeah.
a lot of room.
And that'll be based on technological information given to us by insurance things. So, I mean, it's just not, we're just not changing it because
Oh,
they'll.
no, we
they'll
have
give us
to-
a report of the models
We have
and things
to
like that.
legally change it. You want to say that?
There you go. That's a good word.
To legally change it.
How many board members do you have now?
I have, one. I have, Chris, who said he wants to be on the committee. I have a couple people that have contacted John evidently. Okay, well, we're gonna do it, but then we're gonna break it into pieces so people can do stuff. Okay, and we may not meet here. We'll work all that out.
You certainly can if you want.
Yeah,
I'd like to be involved.
It depends on what's easy and the times for everybody. I personally don't like morning meetings because they affect my tennis.
Do afternoon. You do afternoon.
So what's the maximum number of board members?
Well, you don't want to have 8 because that's a quorum.
Okay, so that's the number. Okay. I didn't know if, like, I would back off and solicit my cluster, you know.
It's always nice to bring somebody new in.
I think, and there are people that are vocal about it too.
People to be part of it because I don't have a mortgage. Okay, so I don't have to make that decision. And I'd like to have, it'd be nice if there were some people on the committee who had mortgages actually, because do you? Good for you. Okay, thank you. Okay, so that, then they can speak for themselves. Look, I got a mortgage, I did it, what's the big deal?
I don't think you're having a hard time with the people. I think
I don't think so
it's only the
either,
mortgage companies.
but I keep hearing that there's always somebody who doesn't want to do it, so.
Yeah.
I mean, and with this, you're dealing with 558 people, so, you know, 10% is 50 people.
But at least I put the offer out there, at least there, it's letting them know something is trying to be done.
Well, and we're gonna mention this committee at the board meeting next week.
A lot of people listen to it.
Yeah.
So there'll be a lot of people at the meeting.
It'll be, I mean, it's the members meeting or whatever.
I don't know what the objective is, forget the membership. What the objective is to find a way, work our way
Well,
through.
we should be able to make a statement and put it out on the website.
Sure. We'll do.
Yeah.
We'll do.
That would be good.
Yeah, Tiffany will do. Yeah, I had a play, I know how to play, I got rid of it.
I put out an email last.
Thank goodness for you.
I'll call
I'm just teasing you, we'll work.
him Chairman Mark for any reason at all.
All right, well, that's, all right. Communication, authorized holiday collection,
Yep.
employee collection.
Each year you authorize the collection that serves as the bonus for the hourly employees. You have to see the box up there. The only reason the box was put up before you've authorized it is the fact that people have been leaving, going home and dropping money off. So we put it up there. So it's something
We
you
need a
normally
motion for
do.
that, or,
Well, yes, yeah. Well, you'll need it at the meeting.
okay.
No.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it had to go on I mean, this is.
no, I mean the box.
No.
Well, why don't you and leave it for people that bring?
Yeah, last year, each employee got $2,100.
Right.
Do you need a motion to authorize that?
You will.
Monday.
Okay. We'll be all over there. Good. Sam's got it. All right.
Will we be doing a food collection for St. Joe?
We could bring that up too.
Yes.
We've been doing that also. I'll add a little bit of that. To this,
Who will be doing?
if we haven't posted this yet.
What did I do in the newsletter? You don't have to find me, but did we say to donate directly because?
Sure. Remember how you had it.
That's exactly what I was saying.
We have no more. No more than half more than.
All right, we'll bring that. Somebody to organize that.
We'll do that.
Okay.
We'll post it and what have you.
All
We
right,
usually just receive it here and then take it over to St. Joe's.
We didn't have a call.
But we did mention to donate directly in the newsletter, because we weren't having a fall festival. Hopefully people will.
They do look for that.
schedule 2024 annual meeting date.
The reason we do it now is because by the time you have your next meeting in January, the dates
Right.
that coincide with the various reasons for election and everything else will be passed. So this year, the second Monday in March is the date authorized by your documents, and that will be March 11th at 1 a.m. or 1 p.m.
You could be there at
That's
1 a.m.
amazing.
I'll tell you what, same people will come at 1, go at 1 a.m. Anyway, so a motion will be made to make it for
March 11th.
March 11th at 1 a.m.
Oh, 1 p.m.
Yeah. I'm stuck on AM apparently.
Yeah,
And that, of course, will announce election and everything else. And anybody who's that notice will call for election and say who's up and who isn't, and we can discuss that for those of you who wish to re-up.
Army term. Re-up.
Kind of quasi that.
There's a space there in case anybody wanted to add anything to this particular agenda. That's a pretty healthy agenda.
I don't know if it's add to or to
Now,
clarify. We have talked about the vines and we've got many, many neighbors that are starting and again, knowing what to look for, et cetera, and cleaning them off. But I'd like to have our landscape committee give some direction. In other words, where to go and exactly what our objectives are. Right now, we grab a little here, grab a little there, but if we were to say over by pool number XYZ, we've got them all over the place, go in there and clean them out. That would give us a little bit better.
Now they did do that. Going to pool 1, there's a path that gets covered with vines. It's right behind Rogers. Pretty much like Rogers.
once you get snagged.
I noticed that I hadn't been going through there because the vines were so bad and I went through there the other day, they had cut them all.
Beautiful. But we have many others that haven't been
I understand.
attacked yet, or we want to do something with but they say, what do you want me to do? You know, cut the trees down and go at it or what?
let me to address it, the point, John, because number one, it is on the agenda for the meeting this Thursday,
Mhm.
precisely what you're talking about. We try to take as much as we can with our crew, obviously.
Mhm.
What's been happening lately is that many or some owners have taken upon themselves to volunteer. And in some cases, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Sometimes it's not enough, sometimes it's too much. So this type of thing that you're talking about is going to be on the agenda for discussion.
Excellent.
Okay.
Okay.
I know that there was just over by what I call the weir, where all the water drains into the big lake. There must have been 20 dead trees in there, and God knows what. And the owners in that particular area said they've lost air and they've lost, everything. And so we did a big job in it. I mean, we took 6 trailer loads about, and there's a contiguous area that the owners themselves start working on, and some of the owners think it's too much. So that discussion is going to go on.
Excellent.
But
Well, that's the whole.
it's our job our job, meaning the landscape crew's job to do most of the work. We don't expect the owners to do it, but where they volunteer, it's helpful.
Well, I was hoping that we could get a situation where we could coordinate in those areas where you don't have time to go deeply into it, or someplace where we could use this extra labor and yet not, encroach upon somebody's privacy and or what you've got planned.
Right.
So,
So it's on the agenda.
Okay. Manager's report you'll have,
I'll have manager's report as usual.
manager's report you'll have, director's comment.
Yep, one in, unit 655, Denise. Her fence is collapsing
Yeah,
on one
They
side.
wait, it's being replaced. He's painting the boards now. They didn't want to do it while Denise actually asked us to wait until she came back. She was
She's
gone.
back, right.
Yeah, I know. I saw her. So I said, can we start on the fence? And she said, yeah.
Okay, good.
So Jim's working on it.
Just to let you know,
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah, we know.
I figured this was like a bad rumor
Yeah.
that somebody said it wasn't gonna be done because we're out of money. And I didn't believe it for a moment, so I just wanted to clarify.
No,
Okay,
it's, as a matter of fact, it might even be finished today. I don't know.
that's wonderful. Okay, thanks.
Owner's comment?
One quick, I may have missed this. What is the formal name of the new ad hoc committee that will?
I'll let you know. The goal is to change our document so that we can legally ensure less than full replacement value. I'd like to come up with some shorter name of that, if I can.
Would you like to be on the committee?
On the insurance, is it the treasurer's section that oversees insurance, or in the operations manual, when you have each of the
Where
responsibility
you have
areas?
budget and insurance as a committee.
They're the same committee.
They're the same
Oh,
committee.
gotcha, okay.
And finance is under your committee, or you alone.
But does it mention
you and-
insurance?
It isn't under anything, it's ad hoc.
Yeah.
It's ad hoc.
Regarding insurance, I'm just wondering, as treasurer, should I be on that committee for sure? That's all I'm asking.
You don't have to be on the committee, you can be on the committee. Nobody's gonna do anything that you don't know about.
A
Agree.
So,
budget committee members should definitely be on
well, I'm on the budget committee.
Okay, I didn't know.
Okay.
I think this is a case where we're gathering information the objective is to change our rules and regulations or whatever it is, so that we have an opportunity to be more expensive, not to spend money, not even to
Nope.
save money. It's to get those changed so that we in turn can control what we want to go. So whether or not we have any money people agenda or
Good meeting.
Okay.
Send an invoice?
Comment with that, Chris?
Yeah, I asked the people on Zoom how the sound was for the meeting today. And Roger replied, it's been clear when one person is talking, but if more than one person is having discussion, the sound gets garbled. I really think that it's important that we try to keep one person at a time talking instead of multiple conversations.
Very good.
So everybody has to wait till Steve calls on you to.
I may never call on a few here, but
That's not nice.
set up with that.
There you go, everybody.
Roger, you got anything? Anybody? Besides that?
I just want to say that, for Marv's benefit, on this committee, the reference, I think, is the state statute, which is more liberal than our documents, and that's the purpose for wanting to change our documents, I think, is to follow the statute that gives us the flexibility to reduce the amount of our insurance coverage.
Gotcha.
excellent.
Good, very good.
Thanks, Roger.
George, you got anything?
No comment.
Okay. Anybody else? Leslie?
The word you want is conform with the state statute.
Ooh.
Our girl.
Our lawyer.
So you need to collect your food.
Okay, all right, I guess we must be done. Let me adjourn. See you all on Monday.